Hi techies, welcome to this video. In today's video, we'll see what is an API. Okay, so in simple words, let us see what is an API. So API is an application programming interface. Okay, it stands for application programming interface. It is like a set of rules or protocols that applied and define how an application or a system can connect with and communicate with each other. So, what is an interface? Interface is something that is connecting between the two systems, right? So, when we connect between the systems, we want to exchange some data and do some processing and derive some data out of that main data, right? So, in that case, we are using an API. We are designing a web service. So, this web service will help us to extract the data from various systems and give us the required data after the some calculations and manipulations, right? So that is the API. It is helping to connect between various systems and collect the data. Third one is it is also acting as a software messaging bus. Sometimes when we just want to transfer the data from one system to another system, okay, in that case also it's just going to be a messaging bus which transfers the data from one system to the other system. And the other scope, so we saw three scopes totally. It helps the system and the application to how to work and how to communicate with the each systems. And second is connecting between the systems. Third is just transferring the data, so it acts as a bus, messaging bus. Fourth is the it is an integration platform. Okay, in simple words, we can call that as an integration platform for building and integrating applications. So there is a lot of meaning buried inside these words. Integration platform. Okay, so it is helping in connecting between systems. It is helping to transfer the data. It is also helping to modify the data or perform some calculations with the data and give us the desired data. And it helps to, based on that, it can also forecast the results in the future, right? So the data is all that we that is needed in this internet world, right? So that is the use of an API. So next, let's see how can we write design these APIs. How can we write them? There are different types of API based on how we are using it in the application and how the system is built, right? So based on that, we have SOAP API and the REST API. SOAP API stands for Simple Object Access Protocol, okay, and the REST API stands for Representational State Transfer API, and it's also comprises of the RESTful APIs. So in this SOAP API, it is used only in applications where there is more security concerns than the speed or format or anything else. And okay, and this SOAP API only supports the XML data format. It does not support it with the other formats. So we in those cases they prefer the SOAP API. And REST API is used where there is need for a quick calculations, fast approach, and when there is a need for a less bandwidth, it also doesn't occupy much of the bandwidths, and it is also available in different data formats. When we say data formats, they are referring to the JSON, XMLs, and the other formats that are available. Okay, it can work on any data formats. So that is the advantage of the REST API. Okay, so that's what the most widely used APIs are. REST APIs due to its faster speed, bandwidth, and allows various data formats. whereas SOAP only allows XML. However, SOAP is still used in many organizations with the built-in security and reliability functions. SOAP is a great choice when it comes to security. Is where its security is considered more critical than the performance. Okay, so we have seen where we are going, where the SOAP API will be designed and which system and application accepts the REST API. There are different APIs used. Now, other thing is the SOAP API, it has a WSDL file, WSDL file, where it defines how the application works and it acts as the directing protocol for SOAP API to how to define its way of web services. It is a web service description language. WSDL stands for Web Service Description Language. And the REST API has similarly RAML. The RESTful API Modeling Language, RAML, will be used in the REST APIs. So, having seen all the what is the basics of an API in simple words and the two types of API, let us now go and see where these APIs are used. So, in this picture, you can, by seeing that, you can tell that API is used everywhere, right? In today's world, we have using mobile application, browsers, and everything is available on the internet. So API is used everywhere. So when you take this picture, so here is the banking application. Okay, when we are connecting with the bank, internet application, internet banking, you are going to use a login. That is again an API, login API for that bank. It has many security protocols applied to it, and you have to provide the username, password. All those credentials will be validated in the backend, and the API, once successfully validates, it will allow you to log in into the your account, right? So that is also an API. The other, for example, we can also say the transfer of the money. Okay, you are making a transaction where you are going to transfer some amount to the payee. So in that case, it verifies the payee and it also transfers the amount. So that is also a kind of a API where you are using it for the transaction. Next, it is also used in the healthcare. If you just come to the this picture, this denotes like it is also used in the healthcare field. How it is used in the healthcare field is, I can give you a few examples where you want to book an appointment, okay, in online, and so you enter the details of yours and the doctor you want to meet, and you schedule a particular time that you want the appointment with the doctor, and your uh, appointment is getting blocked for you for your visit. Okay, so that is one example. I can give you another example where you are also subscribed with the clinic for giving you a alert on each medications. If suppose the health patient, okay, for example a heart patient, needs to take his tablets regularly, medicines, okay, on a particular time. Okay, so in that case, there is an option with the clinic so that you can subscribe their option to send you alerts. This is also an API where you get the alerts for the at the right time to your phone or to your Apple Watch. If you have a watch, you can also sync it up with the watches. That is also a very advanced API. Next, let's go to the warehouse. This is a warehouse, okay? So these are all examples of APIs. So I'm just giving you an outline on how and where the APIs are being used in various different fields. Okay, so in the warehouse, they are going to maintain the data of what are the stuffs that they are having in stock and what are those that are not available with them. So they have to make an order from the others, okay, so that they can maintain in the warehouse. They need to order for the stock update. So in that case it is useful. Also they send it from the warehouse to the various other branches. Suppose a branch has less of stocks of a particular item, so that in that case they send us the they send the quantity, they send the request to the warehouse. That is also an API where they type in the details of the quantity and item that they want and how much quantity they need, so they send it a request to their own warehouse. So the warehouse will transport, on seeing the request they respond and transport those items to the particular branch. So that is a kind of API that is being used in the warehouses as well. So next let us go to this. So by seeing that you can very well say that is a stock market picture. Okay, and you can also see there are some bull market and also there are some bear market, right? Bulls market it keeps on rising, bears market it is going to fall. Okay, so in that case also these APIs represent data. These data is somehow fetched from the backend, right, with the already present data, and it is pulling from the various other systems, collecting those data and giving you a dashboard to see what are your portfolio. So you, if you have a stock portfolio, you would have seen the data, what are the stocks that you have bought and how many quantity, and what is the current price and what is the price that you have bought it for in earlier. So all these data is the manipulation. Okay, it is calculating how much quantity you have bought with the price current, and it will let you know whether you are in a profit or loss. All these data displaying in the your account is all an API. Everything is an API in this, right? So that is one example of a stock market API. Next is a library API. The APIs are also now used in the libraries where you don't have to go to visit a library to read the books. You can download the books from the digital library. There is a digital library account so that you can sign it up and you can log in that account and get the datas, the books that you want to read. So books is again a data. So when you make a request for a text for a book under your name, that book is like on online available to you, and it is marked for your reading, right? So in that case, once you have read, you will release the book from your account. Also in cases of, even if you go to the library directly when you are taking a book for your own reading purpose, and you have registered with the library, okay, they ask for the library card with the ID, they map the book that you're going to take and going to return it after some 30 days or something. Okay, so in that case also an API is used. They load the data and after 30 days or 20 days they send a reminder for your returning of the book within 5 days or within 2 days, like that. Okay, every alert is also an API. So that is how the API is used everywhere in this modern world, with banking, healthcare, warehouses, stock market, libraries, schools, almost everywhere, right? So these are the few examples that we saw today. So I hope this would have been very helpful to you. This is a 10 track blogs blog that I have written. Okay, this is our blog with the trendy tech. So if you have a chance, just have a look at it. I hope this video would have been helpful for you. Thank you for watching. If you have any queries or you're interested in any other topics in MuleSoft or API, please comment it so we can try to take a next video on that one. Okay, thank you.